Google search now displays detailed air quality information in the U.S.
What does that mean?
Like if it's polluted.
Oh, interesting.
If
So like wherever you're going?
Or the city you're currently in.
I thought this was your story, Mo. It's not.
Is this my story?
Well, that's your story.
This might be my story.
Shout out Hazard Security. No, it's
like, what
not.
is this?
No, it's not. It's mine.
Is it your?
I mean, some people might choose not to go into the city, I guess, if it's a particular, and every city deals with this a little bit differently, but some people
smog.
might change their plans. You can see the air quality index from green all the way up to dark red. So in this particular scenario, you can see Seattle on the air quality index is great that day.
Pretty
It's
good.
like head into the city. Don't worry about it.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. Like where does it have the sensor?
Everywhere
around the
you
city?
see a dot.
Wow.
What is it though? What's the sensor?
I believe it would be looking for air particles. It would be like parts per million or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It would be looking for contaminants.
Is it Google's like product or something?
It's probably like mapping where they tap into companies that are already tracking these things.
Oh, okay.
And then embed it into
and then
maps.
just make it a deal.
Yeah, well, I don't know if the city does some of this themselves. Let's see. Google already helps us breathe easy by organizing our email.
Wow.
Last year, it pushed an update to its Nest hubs to prominently display your local AQI. That stands for Air Quality Index. Now that info is becoming available in even more places, as Google search also starts showing city-level air quality information. I guess you can just type in Seattle Air Quality Index, and boom, it pops up, but inside of Maps. You can maybe you can do it right on Maps, but for now, you can try Googling air quality or air pollution. It'll display a card that you can probably do Toronto and see what it should be fine today, obviously. Click on Maps, maybe. Maybe it's a US only. Oh, can you try air quality instead of pollution? Only certain cities supported so far by the looks of it. Okay, go back to the article. We're getting nothing for Toronto at the moment. Here we go. It's in the US, which joins India and Australia with access to the card. So no luck for you, Will. You can manually specify location while searching or click choose area to display a list of nearby air quality station. Underneath the map, you'll get a breakdown of stations that can be expanded to show detailed information. And toggling include air sensors will populate the map with pinning all local AQI sensors. Google warns that sensor data may have unknown performance and inaccuracies. Well, of course. It'll work on mobile and desktop browsers along with the Google search app. Now, there's some cities that could really use this. It becomes a huge problem to the point where they recommend you just stay home that day when pollution can be that bad. Whoa. Someplace in China or...
Oh, yeah. Okay, I see where you're going.
Like
dense
shout
cities.
out, Jared. Yeah. Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Typically smoggy, humid, particulate matter sits. It's more likely to kind of be to not disperse,
Right.
break dust.
Mm-hmm.
I think we were talking about that earlier today.
Yeah, and the how they're they're living in their workplace in the Tesla factory.
No, that wasn't when it came up.
Was it not?
No, it came up in the Apple story. Talking about
you're
Grand
right.
Central.
You're right.
I feel like I might be right. I don't know. It's a possibility. This is cool. I don't know. This is good.
Yeah.
This is good. I don't see what would be bad about this. I don't see why you would not want more information here. Especially, it's cool when your technology is able to pool together information that's already out there that you just previously couldn't visualize.
Right.
It's just there. It's in thin air. Thin air.
Well, Google said it's not that accurate right now.
Well, they're saying it's unknown performance and inaccuracies because the equipment doesn't belong to them.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they probably say the same thing about Maps.
Maps is pretty accurate.
Well, no. Remember the conversation we were having about resolution dependent on who they're purchasing their mapping data from? When we had Vin on the show and he went on a whole rampage?
All right.
You'll see where it's stitched together and from like a neighborhood might be chopped in half with a high resolution image and a low resolution image.
Mm-hmm.
You can, if you're a Google Maps aficionado, and so sometimes, like, I'm very entertained by Google Maps. I think we've talked about this before.
Mm-hmm.
I love just exploring maps, just like Vin does.
Mm.
And you notice these weird behaviors all the time. That you wouldn't notice if you just like search up a location and then that's it. Like for example, just enabling satellite imagery. They keep trying to stop me from doing it until they realized I enabled it so many times in a row that they're like, we're just going to leave this on, right?
Oh, wow.
And then almost similarly to the YouTube functionality where they're saying, hey, why don't you watch in a lower resolution? It keeps defaulting back away from the satellite imagery maps by default when you launch your Google Maps. It's a ton of data.
Yeah, that's it.
But
right?
it also, from an end user perspective, some might be surprised at how much data they're using if they keep toggling the satellite maps. But like satellite, when I'm driving a Tesla, I leave the satellite maps permanent, as opposed to just the traffic.
Yeah, the regular Google
Maps.
Maps that everyone's used to.
Exactly. But then that's when you really start to notice these discrepancies when you're looking at the satellite imagery.
Yeah.
I mean, it's also much newer in some spots. Like you would see a much more recent photo, satellite photo in some spots than you would in somewhere else. They're not updated at the same frequency.
Right.
And certainly the same is the case for Street View, which is another fun video game to play.
Yeah, now that you mention Google Maps, have you heard of this professional Google Maps guessing game player?
Oh my God. It's so amazing how these guys get it.
Yes.
I'm so blown away every time.
I have not heard of this guy.
So this is a game that people play where on Google Maps you see an image and you have to figure out where that image is in the location of like a province or
Sometimes
like
it's
a
the
city or a
world.
country. Yeah, it's all over the world and it's just one image and you have to guess where it is from.
It's crazy.
Okay, let's play.
And there's this one, he's a TikToker, but he is a genius. He looks at an image and can find exactly where it is in like 10 seconds. And he kind of does like a play-by-play. So here's like a little video of it.
Google Maps player. Round one. We're gonna be mainland Malay here. He's gonna know this pretty quickly, so I need to make sure I get closer. Of course not. Okay. What is this, Brazil? Oh no, this is not good. This guy definitely knows Brazil.
What is it, a race? Is he racing
Yep.
somebody?
Yeah.
Not picking up too many points there. Keeps me in it, really. This is gonna be Australia. I'm gonna go Vic here, South Australia.
So you're talking about like a couple like kilometers
South Australia,
of like
get that
difference
right.
of
This
where
is
he
Colombia.
guessed it to where
I'm not
it
sure
actually
Colombia.
is.
He will.
And sometimes he gets it like right on the dot.
And what he's looking at, guys, is just a road.
One image.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he finds like road signs, different cars,
What side of
license
the road
plates.
people are driving on?
Yeah, like the
But where do you play?
landscape,
Where do you play
the
this
types
game?
of trees,
This game is on the web.
fences. Like it's all reference.
But the game is just on the web. I see 2 scores coming up.
Yeah, I think it's called
Vietnam. No.
it's called GeoGuessr, I believe.
Oh, okay.
And at the end of your guess, it tells you how much
Oh my
distance
god, he knew the city.
it is, based on your guess.
That's a pretty fitting way to end.
So it's like a combination of speed and accuracy because you can go for speed, but then you're gonna get lower points. It's like a multiplier effect.
Yeah.
It's like you're encouraged to. Oh, that's awesome. I love Google. I would totally play this game.
Yeah,
I'll play with my kids for sure.
Yeah.
this
very
guy's
fun.
really impressive.
That's awesome. Love it. Well done, Will. That was like, what was that, an audible? You called an audible. You went dynamic with it. You were like, oh, we're talking about Google Maps. I know what to do. So
Yeah,
what happened?
perfect timing.
It was pretty quick. Wasn't bad what you pulled off.